Wake up, Washington Commanders Nation. We got some breaking news hot off the presses. RFK 2.0 is that much closer. The bill for the RFK Stadium has been unanimously passed by the Senate and is now going to the president's desk to be signed after earlier this week, Elon Musk and a lot of people tried to peddle a narrative that this stadium bill was going to be pulling money from taxpayers. It looked like the stadium bill was dead, completely dead on arrival. Everyone was already pivoting back to going to Maryland or potentially Virginia getting in the mix. Well, per 1:15 a.m. today, the bill has now been passed unanimously. The bill in which gives DC control over the federal land surrounding RFK Stadium, allowing the city to redevelop it and allow Mayor Bowser to negotiate with our Washington Commanders for a possible new stadium. And even Mark Ein, one of our minority owners, chimed in to celebrate this thing. All I got to do is go through the presidency now. It says, RFK Stadium legislation passes the Senate and heads to the president's desk. The Senate just passed a bipartisan DC RFK Stadium Campus Revitalization Act. If Congress failed to pass my RFK Stadium legislation, this decaying land in DC would continue to cause taxpayers a fortune to maintain. My RFK legislation prohibits federal taxpayer funds from being used to develop any future stadium at the RFK site in DC. The Congressional Budget Office analysis of my bill also indicates it has no impact on the federal deficit. This bipartisan success is a testament to the House Oversight Committee's unwavering effort to protect taxpayers, and our full commitment to ensuring a capital that is prosperous for residents and visitors for generations to come. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. For everybody who was worried about what they seen the other day, everything just changed very fast. And we just found this news out at about 1:15. I believe it passed around 1:18 a.m., where AJ Perez of Front Office Sports says Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer stepped forward to introduce the bill. Everything I just read was from Chuck Schumer. Unlike a couple other bills objected by Senator Rand Paul, nobody spoke up to oppose against the bill, and it was passed by a voice vote. HR 4984 DC Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium Campus Revitalization Act. There we go. There we go. Everybody who wants the stadium to return to its historic home in DC for a new state-of-the-art dome-type stadium in the city and back in the district where the team naturally belongs, we're back on track for that. It felt dead. Everybody was already moving on from it. To me, all of this political word soup, mumbo jumbo, I can do without it. I can do without a lot of it. That's why I really didn't want to do a video on this until there was some type of finality, clarity, closure, because I'm definitely not going to be doing a bunch of political mudslinging back and forth House of Cards type shit on my channel, because we don't get down like that on this side. But I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I'm loving seeing news break at 1 a.m. That's super excited as a person who doesn't sleep, and finally having some time to get in front of my microphone and my computer today. This is perfect for me. This is perfect for me. I will take it, man. This is exciting as hell. So now the president just has to okay it, and then DC now has its hands back on the RFK site, and they can start putting together some plans, and we're that much closer to getting some damn blueprints. That much closer to getting some 3D renderings and some blueprints. Per AJ Perez, if If you skipped past some of this video, DC will now soon be an option for the next Washington Commanders Stadium in a shocking early morning twist in the Senate. The RFK Stadium bill passed by unanimous consent, meaning all 100 senators were on board hours after it was left out of the continuing resolution. 1:15 a.m. Shout out to those senators. Shout out to them folks out in the city getting work done overnight. You're going to wake up to some good news if you're a Washington fan, unless you're a fan that says, "Oh, it has to stay in Maryland." Honestly, I'm cool with wherever the stadium goes, but it feels like they're putting a hardcore press on from the league, from the new ownership group, and a lot of the government. They want the Washington Commanders to play in Washington again, and they don't want this land to go to waste. This once historic land, this once stadium that used to shake the seats and get it rocking while this team was winning Super Bowls and being successful. Before my time, I've only been to the Stone Soul picnic, soccer games, and baseball games at RFK. I wasn't around for football games at RFK Stadium, but I know how much it means to this entire fan base, to the NFL, to our new ownership group, and to the people in the DMV. So this is big, 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 big news. That was James Comer with that long diatribe that I just read. I'll read it one more time just in case you weren't paying attention. RFK Stadium legislation passes the Senate and heads to the president's desk. The Senate just passed my bipartisan DC RFK Stadium Campus Revitalization Act. If Congress fails to pass my RFK legislation, this decaying land in DC would continue to cost taxpayers a fortune to maintain. You hear that, Elon Musk? You're capping and you're misleading motherfuckers on your stupid ass app that you ran down called X, formerly known as Twitter in its heyday, where you told everybody this stadium is going to cost people $3 billion in tax dollars, and spreading false information, fake news as they call it. I refuse to make a video when they're in the middle of all that, by the way. But now that we got some consensus on the situation, remember the other day on the channel where we were all having fun and we were all coming up with names and who's going to get the naming rights to the stadium when they get the dome in DC? We can get back to doing that on the channel again. We don't have to be so doom and gloom when we talk about a DC stadium, because that bill that was alive, then dead, is now alive. It's kicking, it's thriving, and it's in the healthiest state of its life. And all it has to do is go by President Biden's desk now, and it's on and popping. And I imagine after it getting this far, it's going to go through. I feel like it would take something drastic at this point to kill the momentum of the RFK Stadium bill. So this is a win for us, man. We got a win. We need to get on the football field on Sunday. But word to my guy, Bruce Allen, the Washington Commanders are currently winning off the field. And per Nikki Jabwala of the Washington Post, the Commanders just hit its second Hail Mary of the season. The first time was Jaden to Noah Brown, the Northwest Miracle, Noah's Ark, the Hail Maryland, whatever you want to call it. That first Hail Mary took place back when the Bears were in town. And that Hail Mary was so damning, it broke the Chicago Bears as a football team. Second Hail Mary was the RFK Stadium bill being completely dead on arrival the last 48 to 72 hours, and now regaining steam, regaining legs, and it's been passed unanimously. All 100 senators on board. Nobody trying to be different. Nobody holding up the process. So we are that much closer to getting an announcement. I just want this to go as swiftly and smoothly as possible, because as a fan who all I know is FedEx Field, I want to know what my team looks like in a modern, state-of-the-art Superdome Stadium. It's going to be a true translucent roof too, by the way, not retractable. It's going to be translucent. So prepare yourself, get your tears out the way, get your feelings out the way. Wherever they put that stadium, it's going to be a translucent roof. But it's looking like it's going back to RFK. It's looking like they're going to knock that down and they're going to build something real nice in the city, worthy of a football team that's about to find its way back to prominence again. Breaking news. I ain't even going to be long with you tonight. I ain't going to be long-winded or none of that. The bill has been passed, and D.C. will soon be an option for the next Washington Commanders Stadium in a 1 a.m. Senate meeting. We love to hear that. Keep doing work in the city. Get them papers up to sleepy ass Biden, and let's get this signed, sealed, and delivered, because I want some stadium renderings. I want to see what the ideas, what the architects are cooking up. I want to see a little 30 to 60-second video of what the future of Commanders football house is going to look like. I want to see what the team facilities is going to look like, and I want to see what the stadium is going to look like. Team facilities is going to remain in Virginia. They're not going to move that. They may move to a different part, but it's going to stay in Virginia. But the stadium is going to the city as long as the president doesn't decide, yeah, you know what, I'm good on it. I don't think that's going to be the case, but that's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We are that much closer to RFK